evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 9 o'clock in the evening. Welcome to the English news from Djibouti channel. For this edition, the headlines are: the Minister of National Education still continue the meeting to prepare for the start of the school year 2018-2019. On continental news, Southern Sudan revives oil productions. That were our top story, and now let's get to the details. As part of preparation for the start of the year 2018-2019, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, continued this afternoon and this morning again the meeting with the inspector after the chiefs of the constitutions of the basic education and the head of regional services received the day of yesterday. The minister gathered this Monday the disciplinary inspector of the medium and secondary education to unveil the contents of its later framing specific assignments assigned to each of these pedagogical manager. For this new school year and the sign of the transformation of the school, the minister also found it useful to establish between the officials on the ground and himself a contract of responsibility, and that this letter of framing missions represent a reference document, a kind of work guide. A personalized letters of mission will follow this scoping and will specify to each responsible concern the main level of which it must essentially work this year. And for the institution, this letter of mission will serve as an evaluation tool. Finally, note that the minister during this morning meeting put particular emphasis on the following point: teacher training, monitoring, supervisions and evaluation of teachers on the educational and administrative level, promote educational innovations as well as regulation of all trained course, and finally the 70% success rate expected at the baccalaureate exam 2019. Creating economic opportunities through small projects and income-generating activities is one of the main priorities of the Minister of Women and Family. For more details, let's follow Hidayah.
Through small projects and income-generating activities is one of the main priorities of the Ministry of Women and the Family to lift women and girls out of poverty. Thus, this department has established a database of women whose living conditions are difficult. On the basis of this observation, these women were asked to present small projects implemented in collaboration with the financial partners of the ministry. The results are there. In a few months, Ruqiyya has seen its living conditions improve. Indeed, thanks to the funding obtained, she was able to set up a small shop in the yard of her house. She sells items requested daily by her neighborhood. Before the support of the ministry, Ruqiyya only sold ice cream, insufficient to meet the needs of every day. Today, it can even save to develop its neighborhood business. In an interview, Ruqiyya said, "It is thanks to the Ministry of Women, and for this we thank the Lord. Before I was just selling ice cream, but since I obtained the fund, I sell up to 2,000 francs of products. I am grateful to the Lord. My living conditions is better today. I thank the Ministry of Women and the UNFD for the comfort, and may the Almighty do the same for them." As part of this program, Siti, a resident of Wahda Daba, also benefited from the same funding. For 3 years, she sells vegetables in a tiny premises. Tiny indeed, but it makes ends meet for her family. The support of the Ministry of Women and Family was like a breath of fresh air for her. That's the whole purpose of this program, a boost that makes all the difference for the 100 or so women beneficiaries.
On the other side, the Minister of Women and Family has set up a social aid center or women's empowerment center in the interior region to close the gap.
With equality, empowerment and special resilience for the Ministry of Women and the Family is at the center of its promotion and gender equality policy. To close the gap, the Ministry of Women and Family has implemented welfare centers or the Women's Empowerment Center in the interior regions. The overall objective is to give women more chances to succeed in life through income-generating activities and stability of self-reliance. These centers are brand new in the interior regions and also represent the ministry at the level of the different regions in the country. The Empowerment Center offers a variety of activities such as entrepreneurship training, embroidery, and straw weaving, as well as literacy classes. One of the beneficiaries expressed delighted and interested in the establishment of this center by the Ministry of Women were young people from the region who have followed the course. Since the state cannot hire us all, we are taking steps to do our business. We need to be in shape, and the Ministry of Women supports us in this way with several trainings like entrepreneurship. The Ministry of Women has done a lot to get the women empowered, and that is why we need to talk about it. She set up this center for women to come together and claim their rights. Then, among other things, she has sewing machines for women for their income-generating activities. Since there have never been such achievements in the past, we think that it will do a lot for the country. We're grateful to God for all these achievements. We feel a big difference today. We have a lot of respect for the Ministry of Women and for all she does. The Ministry of Women and the Family pays special attention to projects to empower women economically. It is moreover the whole spirit of the creation of these centers of empowerment, which is aimed primarily at reducing the vulnerability and discrimination against women in the regions of the interior. The purpose of these centers is to contribute to the empowerment of Djiboutian women in their tools to improve their professional skills and resources, and to encourage income-generating activities that allow them to be more independent in their lives. For the representatives of the Ministry of Women and the Family, this is a first. Never have girls and women expressed their own pace to a structure that is more dedicated. As for the responsible for the centers, said for the first time, centers of empowerment are at the level of the regions of the interior in the country, and always the same slogan, empowerment and of equality of the sorts.
And now let's follow a report about agriculture in the region of Asamo and Dudu Opalala, realized by Hidayat.
The locality of Asamo is located 27 kilometers connecting the city of Ali Sabih to the rural town of Asamo, following the grievances of locals, especially farmers. That is why the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margeli, proceeded on 25 January 2018 to Ali Sabih to the inauguration of the road linking the city to the neighboring town of Asamo. This new road, a stretch of about 25 kilometers, will contribute significantly to the opening up of the locality of Asamo, an indisputable agricultural stronghold whose inhabitants have struggled until then to the trade properly for lack of viable road infrastructure with the neighboring city of Al Sabih and hence with the rest of the country. In addition to the possibility of quickly selling their crops in fruits and vegetables, economic specificity of this locality also opens with the realization of this new road section, the prospect of developing a significant number of other economic projects. The objectives pursued through the asphalting works of this road are to improve the access of agriculture and pastoral products to the existing marketing channels while ensuring the sustainability of ADP investments. In addition to the complete rehabilitation of the road, the inhabitants of Asamo have benefited from the grant of multiple equipment and development work on their agricultural perimeters, which are in total 60 small cultivated perimeters of a total area of 60 hectares are in this case. Their owners benefited from the construction of a farm produce packaging station, 32 water tanks with a capacity of 32 cubic meters, 15 water tanks of 50 cubic meters, the rehabilitation of 37 cemented wells, installation of 30 solar pumps adapted to extreme climatic conditions accompanied by the installation of 10 drip irrigation kits and 10 greenhouses. In an interview that gave us, one of the owners of a farm explained that men and women farmers are all happy with the visit of the President Gele. This road that has just been completed, rehabilitated, will allow us, they said, to sell our products to Addis Ababa and even to the capital. However, the Republic of Djibouti is now focused on agricultural production in the locality of Assejoug. Doudou Balé, located around Grampara, which is home to vast fields that produce the largest amount of dates of several varieties of our country. The choice of Doudou Balé is not trivial. This locality in the Ali Sabih region has vast fields that produce the largest quantity of dates of several varieties destined for the local market. A varied range of dates farmers had exhibited for daily different varieties of their date production. Their stands were filled with dates of all colors and sizes, a miracle fruit whose food virtues are mentioned in the Holy Book. In turn, the prefect of the region, Mohamed Wabira Sowe, wished all visitors a welcome to his region. He encouraged all product producers and those from other regions to invest more in this culture. These agricultural products, such as fruits and vegetables and palm trees, are the undeniable efforts of the government, particularly by the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, which had made an effort. And let's bear in mind that Djibouti is preparing in the coming days to increase agriculture.
Workers and engineers at work in Wea as part of the construction of the hydraulic dam in the locality. The work started a year ago. A dam, once completed, must allow both to store large quantities of water to avoid the flows of Humbuliwed and to stimulate agriculture in this area. According to the project leaders, despite a slight damage caused by the last cyclone Sagar and the strong flows of the beginning of this month, the book then at the halfway point demonstrated its capacity of resistance and by the same the quality of work that leads men on the ground. With a capacity of 12 million cubic meters, this project is funded to the tune of 2 million of our franc by Turkey. According to our information, the dam will be 270 meters long and nearly 40 meters high. Several floods like those of 1994 or 2004 have affected Djibouti city. This book should help to retain the flow and prevent such a disaster. The Center of Community Development, called CDC, remains more than ever the backbone of development through its various space. This activity weekly and daily are added 5 other new activities, which are kitchen, hairdressers, roller estate and civic program in all is CDC. The direction of CDC created is to say a meeting and listening space of young people in different centers of Djibouti city. This CDC is a center for all, without distinctions, a place for exchange and conviviality where everyone can flourish through culture or sports activities and is placed in society. The CDC project is based on 4 major challenges which are giving meaning to the action of the CDC. Develop the participation and involvement of residents, especially young people. Ensure the economic durability of the center of development community. Communicated the meaning of the action of CDC. Former youth center has been in existence for almost 2 decades and is managed by a director composed of the director and animator who represent the minister, the community council and the volunteers who invest in it. The region of Ali Sabih continue to grow. In the city of Ali Sabih, it's no secret that construction is going well. Near the start of the city, we see parrot houses and villas under construction or sometimes in the final phase. It's a ball in construction built by natives who often come back to settle, but also because of non-residents who erected second homes to enjoy the mild climate. The city of Ali Sabih today has more than 48,000 inhabitants and is the second largest city after the capital. Before independence, the city was too small and could be summed up. A few houses were built around the railway station, which is in the center of the region. Ali Sabih city really started to grow after our independence. The need for housing is felt in an increased way. To meet this need, two bottom of housing built by the first social housing in the city of Ali Sabih. 3 stories buildings, first of Ali Sabih, to meet housing needs. In a small interview in Osman Douali among the uqals of the Assajo city and vice president in the regional council, Mr. Gilly satisfied to the evolution of the city. We have just learned also with a deep sadness great afflictions to death that occurred on Saturday. Muhib Usman Wabiri, wife of artist Muhammad Aden Duksiye, Colonel Muhammad Jama, Commander Republic Guard, all the soldier of Republic Guard addressed to his family, his relatives, the condolence and express our sympathy and compassion. We pray God to give strength and patience and courage to overcome this ordeal to children, friends and family. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And now let's move to the international news. The government of South Sudan intends to resume oil production from the main oil well in Unity and Upper Nile states by September 2.
South Sudan hopes to increase oil production to over 200,000 barrels per day in the coming months as the Chupa cheers up to resume oil production in the United Oil Fields, a government official said on Tuesday. Petroleum Minister Ezekiel Lolo Kyoto said the government has finalized annual cooperation deal with the Nirpur Sudan, adding that the technicians from both countries have accessed the oil facilities and are ready to kick off production by early October.
British Prime Minister Theresa May is set to visit Africa on a trade mission aimed at boosting the UK's post-Brexit fortunes.
Mrs. May will fly to South Africa on Tuesday before traveling to Nigeria and Kenya as a part of trade mission aimed at posting post-Brexit fortunes. The Prime Minister said the trip will be a unique opportunity at a unique time for the UK. She added the UK wanted to deepen and strengthen its global partnership as it prepared to leave the European Union in 2019. Mrs. May will be accompanied to the 3 countries, all of them Commonwealth country, by a 29-strong business delegation. Security issues will also feature on her agenda, and she is expected to discuss the threat of Boko Haram in Nigeria and the role of British troops based in Kenya who are helping countries fight Al-Shabaab militant in Somalia.
Here, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive at the end of this news. Thank you for watching us. Goodbye.